So you started really taking music serious in 1998, right? When you were like 18?
Yes. Yep. That's when I was like, man, I'm starting to become a beast at this, and I'm going to actually do it because of that. That was the main thing. I was like I said, like my whole life growing up, I knew music. I understood it. I didn't know what I was understanding. Like I couldn't put it into words, but I could definitely like
second nature for you.
Yeah, I could definitely keep up with whatever artist was rapping. I could rap every single lyric on time with them, with the same kind of conviction and emotion that they was rapping with. I wasn't like I didn't sound all stiff and shit. I sounded like, like I just, I don't know. It just came out really fluently. And then, yeah, I just had rhythm for some reason, and I was able to mimic people. So when I went in at 18, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a rap. I'm literally writing raps now, and I'm writing, these are dope, and everyone is telling me they're dope. So that's when I started. And I started with this small, actually this large record label, or not large, but large in the community in Saginaw. It's called Ghetto Records. And they had like 30 artists signed to them. And I was the only white boy. Wow. It was me and my homeboy, Kane. And Kane's half white, half black. And one day I used to take Kane to school every day. And one day when I was picking him up, I was like, yo, let's go in there. Like, look, there's people standing outside. Let's go into Ghetto Records and just tell them that we rap. And you know what I'm saying? We never even talked. This was a spur of the moment decision, but we both definitely knew how to rap. And we would, at that time, God, what was out and popular? Nas's I Am album was popular. Like 3-6 Mafia. We listened to so much shit. But anyway,
Jay was starting to get popular at that time, 98,
yeah,
right?
Yep. Pun,
DMX.
X.
Yeah.
Yep. So we went in there and we were like, look, we want to fuck with y'all. Like, how can we get down? And they signed us. And I signed a contract with them. I don't know what the fuck it said, but
he said, I don't know what it said.
I was like, hey, I'm part of a record label and I'm 18 years old. I'm 18 years old, and
let's preface this, right? Because back in the day, it was like that was the goal. If I get signed, I'm good. Or if I rap on the radio, I'm good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that was like the goal, right?
Yep. And I was too young to know that this wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it wasn't gonna be
end all be all.
Yeah, I thought that, we're down now. It's only a matter of time before we make it. We're gonna be, the biggest things in the world. And I'm still, 44 years old, right here, right now, sitting here trying to figure that out. Like, how can I get bigger? How can I get my music out there more? Shit like that. So it's crazy.
So, but you're a singer, rapper / producer. What came first?
Rapping, absolutely. Well, rapping came first. I mean, I always knew a little bit how to sing. Like I said, I could match what the people on the radio were doing or the people that I listened to, just my collection of tapes and shit like that. And I was definitely way better with rhythm than I was with being like a perfect singer. Like, I wouldn't consider myself like a singer. I would be I'm a guy that like can come up with melodies and make something sound cool. And, but like when it comes, like, I'm not going to be like the guy that blows everybody away at karaoke night or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good enough to be a singer to do it, but I'm not like my homeboy Amor Morosa, who who lives here in Saginaw. He's fucking phenomenal. That dude is like, that's what he was born to do. If he does anything else with his life, he's fucking retarded. But anyway.
So what were your biggest influences though?
At what time?
Like during this time that we're talking about, like at 18, like what were your biggest influences musically?
So at 18, my biggest influences was Nas, definitely Nas. It's always been Nas for me.
M is like, Nori, wow, okay. But M at this time, he didn't blow up yet because he comes out really at 99, right?
Came out
but in Michigan, though, he was buzzing at this time, though.
No, he had came out because I remember his album came out before. That was basically what solidified in my mind, like, okay, you're gonna be a motherfucking rapper because that white guy right there is a rapper and he's cold as hell, and you're not too far off from him. Like, you're pretty good. So that's like the sense that I was making in my head to where I was.
Which album are we talking though?
The
because
first one,
Slim Shady LP comes out in 99.
See, I had it in 98. I don't know how.
Oh no, there was the EP. There was the EP that came out first.
I had the full album. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if maybe it was the end of the year. It was definitely wintertime when we went and got signed. It was, I remember there being snow on the ground, but that album came out and it definitely influenced my decision to be like, I'm gonna be a motherfucking rapper.
It did come out in February of 99, so that's like right at the beginning.
Oh, then there it is. Yeah, there you go. So February 99.
Well, you gotta remember the singles come out way before and everything before the album drops. So, you know, I mean, obviously you.
Well, I remember hearing, so Kane, the dude I was talking about, my homie, he told me, he was like, man, I heard this white rapper on MTV or BET. I heard this white dude rapping and he was kind of dope, man, but he was kind of corny at the same time. And this was Kane's take on him. He didn't really like him. I was like, who does he sound like? Compare him to somebody, because I hadn't heard him yet. And I remember the weirdest thing he said. He reminds me of the dude that had the song, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
I wish I was a baller.
And I'm like, where? There's this white dude that sounds like that guy. Like, I gotta hear him. But back then you couldn't, the only way to hear him is to catch the video. Like, he wasn't, I guess I could have heard him on the radio, but I don't even know if it was on the radio at that point, but it was being played.
Wait, so you didn't know about Infinite back in 96?
No, not until I learned these older things after I learned of Eminem, Slim Shady LP. So
got you. Okay.
It's like I had to go backwards. And luckily I know a guy in Detroit who had a hip hop label and was a distributor for a lot of hip hop groups in Detroit. And he was also a manufacturer for albums and stuff. So my first real album, we went to him and he manufactured it. And all the times we ever went down there, he would like put us up on Detroit hip hop. I'm like, what can you send me home? His name's Mark Kemp. Shout out to Mark, my dog, Mark Kemp. But I was like, Mark, what can you put me up on to go home with? And he'd be like, oh, here, check this out. And one time he gave me he was like, here, this is Eminem before Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he gave me the Infinite
before
tape.
Dre and everything, yeah.
Yeah, he gave me like a dub of the Infinite tape, and I was just like, holy fuck, that, like, Eminem changed my life, and then he just changed my life again with how good he was rhyming on that album. And it was like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Eminem on that album is the epitome of technical rhyming. Like,
Right,
not
bro.
pun,
The multi-syllables.
Yes, the multis, bro.
The multi-syllables on the song Infinite
Fucking
in general. My pen and
ridiculous,
paper
bro.
calls a chain reaction to get your brain relaxing.
The Zaniac, a maniac in action, a brainiac in fact, son. You mainly lack attraction. You looking zany whack when just a fraction of my tracks run. My rhyming skills got you climbing hills. I travel through your mind until your spine like siren drills. Dog, he was.
But you know, they criticized him for sounding too much like Nas and AZ on that album.
And AZ.
Right, yeah.
And to me, Nas and AZ were like two, especially Nas. I mean, I loved AZ too, but Nas was like, ever since, like, before, like, when I was 17, I was making the transition to listening to like East Coast lyrical shit. I didn't come up on a lot of lyrical shit. I came up on more like local, I like really gangster, aggressive, like, or wicked type shit. So are you from Michigan?
Right. You liked horrorcore, right? You like
I guess you could say for the most part, I like horrorcore or just really gangster, darker sounding shit like Dayton Family. Like Dayton Family was or Bone. Bone was a perfect example of what the type of shit that I liked as a teenager until I made a switch to liking nothing but East Coast lyrical shit. Like for some reason, as I got older and smarter, my brain was developing. It was like, okay, now you're gonna listen to this shit that actually has intricacies to them, like rhyming patterns and punchlines and all this cool shit that goes along with East Coast hip hop. You know what I mean? So
why the name Astray?
Well, for one, I was adopted. Like immediately, my mom didn't even see me when I came out of her. Like she had some over, they took me, and I was out. Like they took me out of the room. So since day one, I've been on a different path than I was supposed to be on. You know what I mean? So I'm astray from that original path. And the other one is I've never been good at school, shit like that. I've never been good at things like that. Like my mind just wasn't interested in it. So why not take what I am interested in and become the best at it? You know, or at least, you know, somewhere around there, the best. I'm not calling myself the best by any means, but just like become as fucking...
The best that you can be.
Exactly. The best that I could possibly be at it and make my own way. So go astray from...
So you basically chose the name because of you always taking like an unorthodox kind of path.
Absolutely. Bro, you hit it on the fucking nails. On the head, the dartboard, whatever you want to call it. That's exactly the definition for my name when it comes to me.